Hey guys, it's Kelly. Mari and I are back with another challenge layout today. Our theme this week is fall. So I decided to use this gorgeous cut file from Felicity Jane, and you can find this cut file in the Silhouette store under Felicity Jane's cut files. And I'm using this as the main, I guess, inspiration piece for my layout. One of the things that I love about fall are the changing leaves and the colors. So I just thought that this would make the perfect background for my page. So I am using the counterfeit kit that I put together. I just posted a layout and a process video yesterday using the stash collection that I put. I am their guest designer for the month of October. So since I'm doing a fall layout, I decided to use that kit to go along with this layout as well, as opposed to digging back into my stash to find more things. So this brown chevron piece of paper was one that I actually debated about using in the layout yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't, because I love the way that the leaf cut file looks on the chevrons. You can't necessarily tell that the pattern is a chevron pattern, but it gives the leaves such an interesting detail. So this picture is one that I snapped with my phone last year. Fall is definitely one of my favorite seasons, and I love the changing colors of the leaves, and just, you know, took the picture because it was one of those things that, you know, I see everybody else doing, and I liked the way it looked, and I decided that this layout would be, because it's things that I love about fall, I thought that this photo would be perfect, because it's not necessarily a fall activity, but it definitely represents fall with the falling leaves and the different colors. So I'm pulling out the 6x6 paper pad that I had put in the stash kit, and I'm just pulling out some of the papers that I think will look good behind the leaves. I don't want it to be too busy, because it just wasn't the look that I was going for with this layout. And I do, though, have a couple patterns that are a little bit busier, but I put those in because they tie all of the colors that I am using to back the file with. So I do cut a large portion of this out. This does take time, but for me, I will put on something on the TV and watch it while I'm doing this, and just, it's therapy for me. I love it. So this does not bother me one bit. So I am bringing that blue piece of paper in. It was not one of the papers that I had pulled, I think, originally, but I just thought that it would be a nice bright pop and also bring in some of the color, or, you know, the same hue as my jeans. And I thought about putting it on the white cardstock, but when I pulled out this pink pattern paper, I just thought that the colors just really looked great with this. And, you know, for me, if I'm thinking fall, pink is not a color that I'm normally going to associate with fall, but it just works with this, and it helps to tie in those the couple pattern papers that I put that are a little bit busier, but that have all the colors of this collection. So I'm just taking a few of the sheets again and just adding a couple of layers behind my photo. I know that I wanted to keep the patterns subtle, but I still like that added interest, and I am also going to put it on some foam, craft foam as well, just to give it a little bit of dimension. So I pulled out of the kit these Dear Lizzie letters. They are some of my favorite font and color that I have of my thicker stash, and just, I like the height, and I like the skinniness of the thicker, because you can put some bigger titles without taking up a lot of weight on the photo, or on the layout, not the photo. So This collection from Pink Paisley has the most adorable fox, and I really wanted to use him on this layout, but he just wasn't big enough. I needed him to be a little bit bigger, and so I'm going to play around with him a little bit, and I end up going back into my stash and finding a flare button that has a fox on it, and I will use that instead because the weight of it just worked a little bit better. So I'm going through the embellishments that I have. I did not get the entire ephemera pack or the embellishments. I was able to buy some off a Facebook site. Somebody had used the pieces they wanted and they were getting rid of the rest of their ephemera. So I bought it because I did not have any of the die cuts and I didn't have like the washi tape booklet. And so that is a great way to find some things after, other people have used what they wanted. And for me, so far I've made like 3 or 4 layouts with it and I still have plenty left. So I'm okay not having the full pack. So I decided that I wanted a little bit more texture behind the photo just to add some interest, and a glassine bag is something that I haven't used lately and I love the way that it looks layered behind a photo, and so I just am stapling it, and I like that because it still adds a little bit of dimension with the staples as opposed to using adhesive and sticking it down. I know it doesn't sound like there would be much of a difference, but there's enough of a difference to where I can see it. So at this point, my layout is really starting to come together, and I'm going to go ahead and stick down the cut file. I had thought about popping that up on Pop Dots as well, but because I had already popped up my photo, I didn't want everything to be so dimensional because then I felt like the rest of the layout just wouldn't make sense. I love dimension, but I don't want everything everywhere to be popped up. So for this layout, I chose to keep it flat. So I'm going to go ahead and put down my title, and now you can see where I found that little fox flare, and he just makes a better statement than the fox that came in the die cuts. The fox that came in the die cuts just blended in a little bit too much with the background, and he wasn't big enough for me to put on the photo, and the flare just is the perfect size. It brings in the colors, and it just, I like it when I'm able to find things that work that I wasn't necessarily thinking about. And I think this flare is freckled fawn, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking I might have gotten it in a blooper pack when I ordered a couple of those. So I am going to take my Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine, and I am liberally sprinkling it on the background. I wanted big gold splotches because I wanted that shimmer that it gives, and I'm going to come back after I dab up some of it and I'm going to add some more gold because like I said, I really wanted to be able to see the gold mist droplets on the background page. So I am going to journal on this page, and what I decided to do was to type out some of the things that I love about fall. And, some of the things are sweaters, cooler weather, the smell of burning leaves, apple cider, pumpkins, knitting, because I do tend to knit more in the cooler months. So just things like that. And I am going to pepper them around the background, and I'm going to go in and sew with some gold thread underneath just to help incorporate it into the background and to bring a little bit more gold onto the page. So that's pretty much it for my layout today. I do have some close-ups at the end where you can see all of the little details, and I encourage you to check out Mari's layout. I'm going to link her video down in the detail section below, and we are looking for ideas for November and December. So if you have any ideas of things that you would like us to do, let us know and we just may take you up on it. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.